Okay, here we're going to do another easy one today. And I've been noticing on my videos that the easy trees get views just as well as difficult cases. And I think what that shows, or possibly, is that there are a lot of homeowners who have small trees that need to be removed and they want to know how to do it. They're not big enough that they want to go spend big money on them. But you know, it's pretty common to have a little tree like this. What we've got here is it's a red bud. It's dead. And it's leaning back into our yard. And the trouble is, right here behind it is the wife's old playhouse. Her grandparents had that made for her. Let me move this tripod around. Here we go. This is the farmhouse. And we got this red bud right here. And you can see this one side of it is leaning right toward her old playhouse. And her grandparents had that, they put that in here for her when, would have been like 1960-ish. It's for her and her sister when they were little kids. So there's a little history there. We put a new roof on it a few years ago and did a little work on it. Now it needs a wash job. But anyway, it's not a terribly high value thing. But if I break it, I'll have to fix it. So anyway, so what we're doing here, we got out the ropes again. And I know if you watch YouTube videos, you'll see people having disasters with ropes. The trick with a rope, you don't, a rope's got to pull straight. It's got to pull straight against the back lean. That tree you see is pretty much vertical. It's real well balanced. If you're holding that and it's got side lean, it's not going to hold. You know, the ropes won't hold against side lean. You've got to go directly against the lean. That tree is leaning away from the camera. And I'm pulling, you know, right straight against the lean. And that way you won't get the hinge pulling out. And the reason we're using a rope is because I know it's going to be brittle. And if you watched my videos, you've seen one where I start to drive wedges on a snag, and I pull that hinge apart and the tree goes over backwards. And that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to do that. So anyway, so we've got the ropes on there and going to the back of the old truck. And what I did is, my method is not terribly scientific. I took out the slack and just pointed at a spot on the ground 1 foot ahead, moved 1 foot to tighten them up a bit. And that should hold them. I'll get it all set up, get my wedges in there, and I can wedge a little, pull a little, and get that over. So we're going to do the open face cut, and I'll punch it through, leave a hinge about 1 inch thick, cut out half of the backside, put a wedge in there to steady it, cut out the other half of the backside, put another wedge in there. And when I cut that out, you know, if I've got enough tension on the rope, it'll start it forward. If it does that, I may just get in the truck and pull it over. But anyway, so let me, what I'm going to do is move this down. Where you're looking right at the hinge. There we go. Zoom that in just a bit. Okay. And I had a question about one of my chainsaws. Man 9170 left a comment, wanted to know how my 550 XP Husqvarna was doing. And that's the saw we're using today, just so he can hear that baby run. That little thing, it's a self-tuning carburetor. So when you pull it wide open, it's going wide open. And anyway, runs like a hot rod. So that's the one we're going to be using. Okay, I could see that. I'm going to pop my ears up here so I can hear myself talk. When I cut that loose, I can see it pop apart. So the rope is pulling some of that weight over. And I think we're okay. The wood seems pretty good. I think we're okay to wedge on it. Let's stand back and look at it and see if it's going. Yeah, it's tipping. It's lifting. So we'll just keep going here. Tap, tap, tap. See how it goes. Yeah, we could actually pull that over right now, I think. We'll Let's see how she's doing. Yeah, it's lifting real nice. Now if you just keep going. Okay, that has bottomed out. So I think what we'll do is get in the truck and give that a little pull. Yeah, it's just about to the balance point. We'll turn that camera up here so you can have a see. Yeah, it's just about to the balance point. So I'll reset the camera here and we'll get in the truck. You can see how the rope is sagging now. Okay, I'm going to set the camera out here and look back. We'll give that a tug with the truck. Okay, give that a little pull. Don't go away. Okay, we got it's caught in our little swamp white oak over here. Okay, but anyway, we got it over without hitting the wife's little playhouse, so that's a success. Now what I'll do now is I'll back the truck up, get my ropes off, and start disassembling that with a chainsaw, which is a pretty simple thing to do. So anyway, thank you for watching, and got a whole bunch of trees we're going to be working up this fall, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you later. Well, I decided to set the camera back up again. We'll look at how we get this down. This near side is free. It may hang up coming down, but I don't think so. So we're going to cut that off first to get some weight off of this. If I cut the other side loose first, then it's going to want to roll around because I've got all this extra weight up here. So I'm going to cut that off, and then the far side, it's really jammed up there in that swamp white oak. It's really jammed up there. So what we'll do, we'll cut this near side off, let it drop, and then the other side, I'm going to make a cut on the top of that until I see it start to pinch. Then I'll pull the saw out of there and then cut it from the bottom and make it drop free. So that's how we're going to do that. You want to plan your cuts out. Every cut should be planned. You should know what you're doing on every one. And there's the stump, and you see that tree was rotten in the middle, not a surprise. And my thick wedge, that's an 1.5 inch thick wedge, it bottomed out in there against the hinge. And I could have stacked wedges and got more lift, but you know, I had the truck hooked up already. It was easy to do that. So anyway, we'll get this set up right here, and that should just drop right off. We'll go ahead and record that, add that on so you can see how you do that. Come on, baby.